Savannah back with another video. So today we're going to be talking about why I don't support my dad anymore. My dad, he's a preacher and I used to go to his church services every Sunday, but I quit going. Here's why. First off, I'm going to start all the way to the beginning, to how I got to this stage and this point where I'm at now. So my mother, she is from Louisiana, New Orleans in the building. Yeah. So yeah, she's from New Orleans. She was in the Marine, so she traveled, whatever, and eventually she ended up staying in Memphis. Came to Memphis. I don't know how it was the Marine. I don't know how that goes, but eventually she just ended up coming to Memphis and she wanted to live here. And this is years ago. So yeah, so when she came to Memphis, she was staying in, I want to say like a townhouse type of complex or whatever. And she ended up meeting my dad. So she met my dad, whatever. They end up talking and they end up creating me. Voila. So, over the years, my dad, he was never in my life. I knew of him, but he wasn't there. Like, he wasn't there financially, he wasn't there physically, he wasn't there mentally. He was not there, period. But I knew of him. He'll pop up and come around from time to time. Eventually, my mom did end up moving out their townhouse and buying a house. So when she bought a house, he knew where she stayed and stuff like that, of course. So yeah, he'll pop up to my mom's house from time to time. I'm talking about I would never hear from him. He'll just pop up out the blue. And when he pops up out the blue, he'll leave, and I'll go years without seeing him again. So that's the type of stuff he did. I don't know. And my mom, she wasn't, she didn't put him on child support or anything like that. So I didn't get no financial support from him. I only got, my financial support from my mom, and that's it. So yeah, eventually, I end up having siblings, on my dad's side. My dad did have a kid before me. I was like the second kid he had. Yeah, I was the second kid that he had. And so I had a sibling already on my dad's side. And then eventually years later he ended up having two more kids. So I have two younger siblings underneath me. So it's my two youngest siblings, it's me, and it's our older sibling. So our dad wasn't there for none of us at all. So yeah. I remember the time seeing my dad over the years, and every time I seen him, he always was clean cut. That's how he dressed. Clean cut, sharp, like he wore suits and bow ties and stuff like that. He always dressed like that. So when I seen him, that's how I always seen him. That's how he dressed. Come to find out, he wanted to be a preacher. So that's why he used to dress that way. And that's just how he dressed. Yeah, so he wanted to be a preacher. And yeah, yeah, he just wanted to preach and whatever. So that's part of the reason why he dressed the way he did. As the years went on, when I became older, I want to say during this time, I'm a teenager, my mom actually sat down with me and let me know why my dad was not in my life. And the reason was because he started doing drugs and stuff, so she didn't want no parts of it. So I'm assuming that's why she didn't want to, or didn't care to put him on child support and stuff like that. Like, she just didn't care. So yeah, he was on drugs and stuff, and he was going to like, I think it's called halfway houses and stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever, recovery homes, stuff like that. I don't honestly know. But yeah, he was going to like, trying to get clean and stuff like that over them years. That's just what was told to me. That's why he wasn't in my life or in my life or my other siblings. So he was on drugs. They couldn't deal with it, so he was out here doing God knows what. I don't know who he was staying with. Like I said, he was going to like recovery homes and stuff like this. So I don't know. He'll recover and then fall back into drugs, and it'll just be an ongoing process. This is basically what was told to me. So yeah, that was just my life. And like I said, he wasn't there. Like he'll come in my life and then he'll leave. He'll come back in my life and he'll leave. And I go years, whatever, without seeing him. So yeah. So back in 2019, my mom ended up dying. Yeah, she died in 2019. And I had a house back in 2019. I was staying in this house that I ended up renting. And also, I wasn't talking to my siblings on my dad's side. Since he wasn't in my life or whatever, he wasn't none of our lives. Us being siblings, we didn't grow up together, so we didn't really know each other like that. So, like I said, I knew of my siblings, but we just didn't grow up together. So my little sister, during this time, 2019, my little sister, I want to say she probably 19 at this time, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there. So she ended up finding me. She found me. I came home from work. This was 2019, this was back in, I want to say, November, because that's when my mom died. She died in November. So back in November, I want to say, I want to say she did find me back. It was either 2019 or it was 2020. You know what? This was in January of 2020 is when my sister found me. So I'm sorry. I'm having to think about, this been a while. So anyways, yeah, so January of 2020, this is when my little sister, she found me. She came to my house. I was actually coming home from work, just got off work, and I seen a note in my mailbox. So the mailbox was like actually on the house. We didn't have like mailboxes on the curb or whatever. So she had like a note sticking out my mailbox. So I'm looking like, what is this? Seeing the letter, read it, and I was like, oh my God. Like I actually knew my siblings' name, but I just didn't know them like that. So she left her name, she left her number, she also left my dad's number too. So I called everybody. She left her name and number, she left my little brother's name and number, and she left my dad's name and number. So I want to say she was the first person I called. She answered, and I was like, oh my God. You grown now, like you grew up. Oh my God, this is so amazing. So yeah, we ended up chatting it up, and yeah, it was amazing. It was crazy. So after me and her had a little conversation, I ended up calling my dad. So I called him. He was like, what in the world? I can't believe you called me. He was excited. He was about to start crying, y'all. So yeah, it was just crazy. So during that time, back in January of 2020, yeah, my mom, she died in 2019, November 2019, and my mom's birthday is January 14th. So I was getting ready to have a little get together for my mom and whatever. So I had invited them. I invited my sister, my brother, my dad, My dad was actually married at this time. He's still married today. But yeah, so he brought his wife and we all just had a little gathering, you know, celebration. We did like a balloon release for her and stuff. So yeah, so this is my first time seeing my little brother and my little sister in years. Like I said, we knew each other. We did meet when I was like 15, but we just didn't know each other like this. So sticking to them, it just didn't happen. So yeah, it's like I'm seeing everybody for the first time. Now, our older sibling, I don't know much about him. So yeah, he wasn't there at the gathering. Nobody had really had his number. Our dad had his number or whatever the case may be, but I don't think they on good terms. So it was like, yeah. I mean, if I was to see my older brother on the street, I would know who he is because I know what he looked like, but he don't know what I look like. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. But yeah, so the older sibling, he wasn't at this gathering or whatever. So, but anyway, so yeah, everybody just came together, and we did this balloon release, and we stayed in contact. So, during that time, our dad let us know that he, you know, he do a church service or whatever at his wife. His wife owned a store. So he didn't actually own like a church building. So he'll go to her store on Sundays and he'll like set it up and do like a church service. So if people want to come, they can come, you know, whatever. So he let me know about his church services. And I was like, yeah, I'll come to your church services. I don't mind or whatever. Cool. I went, like I said, this was in 2020, so when COVID ended up hitting, it's like his church services went down. His church services went down from the time COVID hit, I want to say up until 2021. That's when he brought his church services basically back to her business or whatever. So he was just doing church services at home when COVID came. So 2021, I wasn't really going to his church services like that. I used to like come here and there. I just didn't come much. And then 2022 came. When 2022 came, I went every Sunday in 2022. Every Sunday. So, yeah, I go to his church services every Sunday and just show support. But I didn't go because I wanted to show support, but that wasn't my main reason. My main reason was I wanted to build a relationship with my dad and whatever. I wasn't mad at him or anything like that, or I didn't hate him. I just wanted to build a relationship with him. So, yeah, I came to his church services every Sunday. If he had like a little gathering or whatever, I come to the little gathering, like the church. Sometimes the church did things like brought food and did like breast cancer awareness and stuff like that. His wife was into stuff too, so she'll have people come and talk and stuff like that. So I always try to make sure I was there. So yeah, I just showed a lot of support and came, but like I said, I just really wanted to build a relationship with my dad. The reason why, the end of 2022, I stopped going to his church. I stopped going to my dad's church because I felt like personally, I'm showing you that I basically want a relationship with you. I'm supporting you. I'm here. You know, everything. But in vice versa, he didn't show the same love back to me or even, you know, my other siblings. He didn't show that to us. But he wants someone to come to his church, support him, shout him out, like, you know, on Instagram and TikTok and he wanted to get exposed, basically, you know, so he can bring in people for his church. I'm talking about he would not show this same respect towards us. This one show this same support. So I started getting to the point where I'm just like, man, I would come to the church every Sunday, show support, try to build a relationship with him, but he made me feel like he didn't care to really build that with me. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna stop coming to your church. I'm gonna stop supporting you because I feel like you don't care. You don't care about not just me, but your other kids too. You don't really care about us. Like, you really don't. You don't show us that you want a relationship with us. It's like you're not in our life. You cool with that. And yeah, and I'm not the only one that actually wanted to build a relationship with him. My little sister, she wanted to build a relationship with him too. But I guess he's so stuck on or so used to not being a father, he don't know how to be a father. So you got your only two daughters that want to build a relationship with you, and you don't even care. Because his other two kids, which is our older brother and our young brother, they really didn't give a damn about having a relationship with him. So me and my little sister was the only ones that actually cared or wanted to build a relationship with him, and it's like he didn't care to build one with us. So anyways, like I said, I was the only one of his kids that was coming to his church services, showing, you know, love and trying to build with him. But it just was like, he only care about his church, and that's it. He don't care about nothing else. He just want to make it in the church industry. And he didn't care about us. So yeah, that's why I could support him. And yeah, I mean, I just wanted to vent about that because it kind of been on my mind heavy. Like, I used to go to his church services every Sunday, and I quit going because I'm just like, I don't feel like you really give a damn. And I felt like that really the whole 2022. I felt like you know, he didn't care about building a relationship with us. So why keep going? Why keep supporting when you don't even show that same love, that same respect back? You know, we tried doing things with him, going out to eat. He'll come up with some bullshit on why he can't do certain stuff and why he can't meet up with us. Just all type of stuff. I don't know. It just started getting to me personally. So I'm just like, I'm not supporting you anymore. I don't care about building a relationship with you. It's 2023. I'm being selfish this year. I am. I'm being very selfish. So anyways, I just want to vent, and I just want to talk about why I don't support my dad. If my dad ever see this, hey Dad, now you know why I don't come to church anymore. But yeah, I just want to talk about it and stuff because, like I said, it was on my mind, kind of heavy. And yeah, that's really it. But anyways, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more content.